mi amurai an ba doyo amo kwa twete mwe lo lo ne to fe wo yi ala sai bobo de ji anu ala wi se yi o sai bobo de ji anu ala wi se baba mora je gri o pe ke ni won e mo gba sibole l'arrangeur parmi national très trop fort pe akle pe won gba se so pe de yi o je àwọn àṣà ìfowó dé àbí o ló ọ̀gbẹ́gbẹ́gbẹ́ yóò bá ọ̀bá gbọmọ yàn o bàbá yín gìtá bẹ́ẹ̀dì lọ́dọ̀ fẹ̀sán ní kàìdàkà gbẹ̀yìnàgbájá pọ̀sà gbogbo ọ̀mà kò fànjàgún àpọ̀blọ́ àkàfọ́ yìí wọ́n àpọ̀sà yóò kàfọ́ yìí. Fonte moi mani yo kwa kleju kiyen Nyonyo si mwen Posto kata tuyo kwe atinyon di yon Emo o Nese tokan Kwisi izwa kokoke Wede yeble Kowo liya Nakanda salude Posto kata tuyo kwe atinyon di yon Emo o Nese tokan Na kwezi izwa kokoke Wede yeble Kowo liya kanike Na konkete nyambe wewe Na nyonsa an feble ane Eyajo, wale yajo Nesa du woje, uye suga kete wakwa Tayo bokandia Ayiwe ne o Tayi bobo deji ano anda wize yiwo ba Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ yóò pẹ́ gbálà ní dẹ́bọ̀ àánú ẹ̀ o. Àjẹ́ yẹ sàn àgbẹ̀ náà báyìí lè gbẹ̀rù mú ẹgẹ́. Ayé ìmọ̀ ọjà ẹ má gẹ́ yìí wọnú wọlé wo lọ Jésù mi àbí ọ̀nà ẹni dẹ́bọ̀ ẹ̀ o. Ó àwò. Sàyí bóbó dẹ́jì àná àná àwísí ẹ̀yìn wọ̀. Sọ́ọ́lá kẹta kó bẹ́ẹ̀ yàn nẹ̀ máa yé nẹ̀ bọ̀ ẹ̀. Nẹ̀tọ́ ni ẹ̀rọ yájú. Ọ̀pọ̀ gbèjà ṣe wò ó yẹ àmọ́kọ̀ kele bá. Kàyídàkà wọ́n ní bó sùwọ́ jákòó wúlọ̀ lẹ́tì lè yọ ọkọ̀ fún yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ fìyàn ó. Ìsìwọ̀ ẹ̀jọ́ ṣe fún. Sáyé gbogbo yẹ àó. Ìlàdúrà ní mọ̀ ń gbà yìí. Wọ́n ní mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ti fẹ́ yẹ gbà ìbò tí a mú káyọ̀ ọ̀dá. Lánìí pápá bílẹ̀ gẹ̀ẹ́sìá pàkà wọn lágé dẹ́gbù ẹ̀ sí bọ̀ dẹ́gbẹ̀ ẹ̀ sí bèbè dẹ́tọ́ ní ẹ̀sìn tó di òkè náà fún àná tẹ̀wọ̀n ṣe gbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀sẹ̀ dẹ́gbẹ̀ sí yó máa ń wo pẹ̀lú gbogbo dẹ́jì àná àdáwé ṣe yí wó gbà àwìdé. Sàyíbó nígbà tí wọ́n bá jábla ẹ̀dú ẹ̀ sóhun sẹ́yìn. Ajẹ́pọ̀nálẹ̀ yẹ gbàdúrà náà gbọ̀nyọ̀ sí yíwó òkè. Wẹ́jọ́ ìmọ̀ Sàyíbó bá. Ìjẹ́ ìdíje pọ̀ pàmòlọ́kù ẹ̀jọ́ bí pàmòlọ́. Wọ́n ní kiri yàn án yẹn gbọ́ kíláìkẹ́ ìgbàdé ìdènú à. Ṣoṣo wà sẹ́. Sọ́nà gbọ́ndé ọ̀nà sùlẹ̀ tán kẹ̀lẹ́ sùlẹ̀. Sàyíbó dẹ̀ kí àná àná wíṣí ẹ̀yí wò bá. Abúlé Oyayu tí wọ́n gbàgbé àná gbọ́sùn kéyí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́sùn sáwọ́tà wọ́n jáde yọ pọ̀ jọ òwẹ́ kanyá fọ yẹ wọ́n bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n àmì kò gbànjàgù àníyébé táwọn fèrèsé àṣẹ ó klábọ̀dìyàn sàyí gbájú wẹ̀ kílẹ̀ kúyà kan wẹ̀ sàyí bọ́bọ̀ dẹ̀ yí àná àná wíṣẹ́ yìí wò bá. Àbá pé pọ̀ sùẹ̀rù nù ní ndé sùẹ̀rù. Kwamuka dumange dota siko bala Kabojo wase Kepo se dubuzo bluke Se yare ase Panye ino Ken mwande ye Nyo pamble yo se mwamble nyana o Ariwo ase o Panye Amo amora da o Saibo de kiano ana wisi ye yo Agwiso rulo di yo Panye Sope nyo we Saibo ba Saibo deki ano ana wide yiwo Mon pauvre madame le maire, lui t'en est au moins de genoux. Voyez, non, à ça, il se maillot. That was why you so so wonbo. Voyez. Amora junior la c'est.
Alors, il a fait un son pour Mobile Production.
Arrangé Eric Lodé. Le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Mobile Production. Abia dia au bois. Amounia Dron. Moi, toi, Pierre. Ato Piero di avere, Piero momoye. Ah Piero ndato Piero sopra no seide. Ato Piero di avere, akosia o. Moye, Piero momoye. Mosa bosa iko momoye. Piero di mawere, mangoye mo. Ah Piero di mawere, mangoye mo. Piero we. Ha di avere, Piero momoye. La poche yo ji avere, soy no juni emble, mo ble amado wet chaple, jamone chipanyone, mo waja chipanyone, ja ble bone na kanyopo, siabu tiena, de kanywe, kanyon de koge se perdu de ya, Piero momoye, moye, Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Ogiarba, Oyawesa, moye, Jiblo, no pigeon boba, Yerbono, ma boye play Piero we, Piero momoye, Mobile Production. Copier Mobile Production. À ça au clano. Y'a un gars l'homme au côté. Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Erico na Piero moye, ah Charlico na Piero moye, ato Piero moye. Ah, yeah, Piero we, ah, Piero we, moye, Erico jato Piero mare bomu jato Piero Erico de bomu jato Piero miomo daka, do jale ko ye nyobo pa, opa bla ye de nyani ye ble bra kite, dia o anade kro aja be atia. Nyoro abade ki abudiye ono homono ne ki adoubleye sobo somo soble so danyo paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanele eto Piero jawe ke do Piero poinso weke do Piero iwa mopa kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane do Piero ki agba ile papa ko ya o do Piero moye.
Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi, on m'a rapporté. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi, on m'a rapporté. Tu as dit que moi je te nourris pas. Tu as dit que moi je t'habille pas. Et tu as dit que moi je te loge pas. Depuis des années tu vis des malheurs. Et avec ça j'ai eu des enfants avec toi. Et avec ça j'ai eu des enfants avec toi. Oh yeah, mama moué kumba. Oh yeah, mama moué kumba. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi on m'a rapporté. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi on m'a rapporté. Tu as dit que moi je te nourris pas. Depuis ce temps-là tu n'es pas encore morte. Depuis ce temps-là tu es encore vivante. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi on m'a rapporté.
Good evening folks. Samson Toe again. I'm on it again this evening. It's going to be a wonderful Monday afternoon. We say stay with us as we discuss some serious business. Welcome, brothers and sisters. We want to welcome you all tonight for tuning in to the LIBERIA. First of all, we want to appreciate that and say thank you very much for tuning in to us. It's Monday afternoon. Let's have fun together. It's very serious business. Still raw, but I'm not going to be discussing raw specific tonight. I saw some stuff that the folks back home are doing that are not safe on a national level, and I need to deal with that. I need to approach that. I need to talk about that. And I'm not going to be here long tonight, but I want to tell you, if you miss this is all safety tonight. Safety. You see, those of us that are involved in this engineering business, because engineering itself is strictly supposed to be safety. You build stuff. You want to make sure what you put out there for public consumption, for public utilization, must be safe. Simple as that. Simple. Everything else, money, dollars, amount, that's secondary. But your first thing that you have to think of as an engineer, safety. You definitely don't want to build stuff and start falling all over, hurting people. What kind of engineering are you? So when you go to these engineering classes and things, they teach you how to do a safe design. In fact, when you start doing your design, they tell you to put safety involved. They give you numbers. Say, put the number in there. And so, for example, I'm being ridiculous here, but I'll say it anyway. Say, for example, you're building a building. It said, okay, the floor alone is going to be 200 kips. They say, okay, ask factor safety index. So they give you the number. So, in case that being you're being I'm a liberal, but when it comes to engineering designing, I'm conservative. I love it when I do that. So, because I can't be liberal in designing. No, you can't be that. You can't just put numbers. You have to be correct, specific, and be correct. So you have to have safety in mind. But a very serious note. Welcome, folks. What I'm going to be doing here tonight is very important. Because what I saw on Facebook, specifically coming from the executive marshal Facebook, is ridiculous. And I'm not putting anybody down. Perhaps they don't know. So by me discussing this, I'm hoping that some of the executive marshal officials will see these things and make sure they take precaution next time, because this is not how it's supposed to be. People see these things internationally and they laugh at us as though we have no clue what we're doing. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is not Ito Town. This is Liberia, Monrovia, with our national president. And you're going to do things that are not safe. Construction-wise, engineering-wise. I'm not talking about safety with respect to country not safe. That's not what I'm talking about. So let's separate that quickly. The president, as far as national security is concerned, he's safe. That's not what I'm talking about. But when it comes to my area of construction and engineering, what I've seen so far, they're not being safe at all, or not having some sort of a safety mind. Let's go on. First of all, I want to welcome all of you tonight. I say thank you very much. If you missed this, it's up to you. You can replay it later. If you have to go anywhere, that's okay with us. We say thank you for joining the Samson Tour and LIBERIA Public Radio this evening, where we're going to be discussing some safety stuff. Again, I'm not going to show you 2 or 3 clips, and these are not clips to put people down. Perhaps they don't know. Because if you tell me they know and they're doing it, then that's wrong. And the reason why I would insist they don't know, because I was in Liberia quite recently, and a similar situation that I'm going to show you. My good friend and brother Victor took me to one of their projects, and I saw that immediately, recognized that this is not a safe condition. And I asked the foreman, what are you doing with this? And he recognized my position. They made a correction. And the same thing is happening here. So I'm saying these people perhaps, maybe they want to cut corner, or maybe they're not quite prepared for those kinds of stuff. But if you're not there, get out of the business. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Safety. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of it. Like I say, this coming summer, I will do my best to talk more about heat-related issues. Because then you say, but Mr. Toh, because you're getting old now, so you want to talk about heat, that's okay. But those of us that are old now, and our kids are taking care of us, we want to thank the kids, first of all. But at the same time, what if something happened? The heat, what do you do? Where do you go for help? Who do you call? Is it always 911? Those are the kinds of stuff that I'm going to be going into this summer. Okay? Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's get back to my real business here tonight. In construction, I will show you the clip, but let me lay out the premise here before we go on. In construction, okay, I told you before, not only do I do roadway design, but I also have done construction many years. Okay, so besides construction, I also did survey many years. Okay, now when I came from Ohio came here in California, the first place I started working was in San Francisco. I was working for a structural engineer, and I did a lot of structural work as well, but it didn't interest me as much because, yeah, structure is very difficult. They're time consuming, and you have to be precise almost. Okay, but it's not a fine act of art which roadway is, and that's my interest because I can play around. I still have to calculate though, but I have room. So when I worked for this engineering firm, we did a lot of building in Utah. We did a lot of buildings in San Jose here. In fact, we work at the airport, put in some fine equipment, sensitive equipment. So that means your flow, if you're laying out your flow as an engineer, you make sure the flow, the elevation you give, they're precise. Because you can't have the machine that produce these electronic stuff. You can't have the machine tilting one way. They have to all be flat. So you have to be careful when you're doing these kinds of stuff. They were interesting, but it didn't give me what I was looking for. So I know how to do structure as well. So I'm not, but that's not something that I'm willing to say. I'm gonna put my neck on the line for a building that somebody designed. I'm gonna critique it. Yeah, I can do that, but I have to do a little bit of research on that. But when it comes to road, I don't have to do no research. When it comes to construction, I don't have to do no research. I tell you what it is because I do know. So let's go. Quite recently, I think maybe yesterday, the president. They decided to take the president. And this thing is keep happening. And I will touch on this here. I try my best to stay out of politics. And please, don't consider this as a political comment. But it's up to you. You decide what you want to do. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to say and what not to say and how to think. That's not my problem. That's not my place. It's you. I will make this statement anyway. During the Salih-led government, remember that I had a friend, Victor used to be, he became acting Minister of Public Works. So the president, one of the things that I noticed, President Salih, now that she's no longer in power, if you notice me over the last 2 or 3 years, I've always called her mother of the land because she was the power. She's no longer in power, and now she's president to me. Okay, so let me get that point clear. So President Salih have this tendency, I'm not too sure what it was, but she will go to a community and say, I will put road here within 2 to 3 months. I used to call other engineers, Liberian engineers, and we have a discussion. Can you do that? No, you cannot. You cannot. Unless you have already established a feasibility study for that area. Okay? I'm involved with a project right now. I'm going to be involved with a project. I'm trying to get out of it, but the people want me to be involved with it. So projects, so bridge, so road, somewhere in Sacramento, downtown Sacramento, not downtown Sacramento specifically, but it's off of 99. So that particular spot of 99, traffic's always jammed, no matter what, no matter what time of the day. The reason is they have a train track that goes over the highway. But the train track, when they built it those days, there was no much room for shoulder or even adding lane or whatever, nothing. So that particular spot of the highway, they're backs in. So this always, in this area called Car Export, always one of the attraction in Sacramento. People go there for party, do all kinds of stuff. So that particular traffic section, the highway section, always encounter heavy traffic and a lot of slow moving cars. So Caltrans had looked into it and they wanted to do some stuff. So we have that project. But anyway, so the design, before the design, there was a team that looked at that area for almost 3 years. Say, okay, it's feasible. It's not going to cost that much money. So let's pass it on to design. They've already agreed that there will be a project in that area. They've already done that. They've already done their study. Value analysis, all of those things are done. So they pass it on to an engineer to design our project, which is less than 4 miles. It's going to take us, designer, 3 to 4 years. There's going to be bridge involved, but just the design. It's going to take that much time. Then the construction, another maybe 2 years, 2.5 years or so. So I used to question when Madam Salif used to go out and make this pronouncement to the community and say, I will put road here. And I used to wonder to myself, what kinds of road they're going to put down? Have they even done study? So most of the road they put down, they don't last. And that's one of the things, as public works, supposed to be very honest with these government officials. And say, if you're going to make a pronouncement, we're working for you, Mr. President. Whatever you want us to do, we're going to have to do. But we'll be honest with you. We can't do this without proper studying. Not only are you studying for the highway itself, but you have to study for the environmental impact of the community. You have to study the community involvement. Is that project going to make that community be developed in terms of economy and what have you? What are the processes involved in carrying that kinds of project to the community? In fact, there's a project needed for that community. Just a thing that I've continued to ask and I never saw that. I've seen it again. It's coming through again. Campaign promises. You have to keep them because that's what makes you a man of your word. But they must be real. You can promise during campaign season and go back to the community and say, we will study. But rest assured, we will give you the role we want. The role you want. But quite recently, President George Weah went to Dole community and said that they made a promise during the election and they're going to keep the promise that they're going to give the community a role. When I look at the footage that I'm going to be showing you here, I've instantly started feeling with myself they're not going to be successful. Not that President Weah is not capable of carrying the role. Not that President Weah is not capable of keeping his word, because he is a man of word. But those that are serving the president will not be successful. That project is going to fail. Then you ask me, Mr. Tory, the project haven't even started yet. How do you know? Simple. My people, the way they went on in Liberia, not good. The way the people can behave, especially those that are supposed to be serving the president. And I'm not going to call names. I'm not being critical of any specific group. But honesty is good. But then again, I was in Liberia. I saw how people are claiming for jobs, fighting each other. Our Samson tour will not go begging nobody for job based on the fact that I'm qualified. I know what I can do. Now, if it's something for example, you ask me right now, Samson, you want to be Minister of Finance? If I don't want to be sincere, I say, yeah, please I will say, please, because I don't know anything about finances. Then I will say, please, because I know I will not do good. So please. But if you ask me to come and do something that have to do with railway, ain't no please coming from Samson Tour. You want me, you got me based on the experience. Simple as that. So let me go back to this statement again. The president made the announcement, which is they're capable of carrying it out. They're government officials. But here's what I saw that okay. All right. This is something that I have to talk about. Okay. Here's what I saw. Okay. And what I saw was this. The government officials, whether it be a public work or whatever, I'm looking up to the government officials. You see what I'm doing? I'm a plebeians. I'm looking up high to the mighty CDC. I love it when I do that. No, on a very serious note, folks. So the people that were there, it's raining in Liberia. You're going to put a road down. You taking the president of the Republic of Liberia to make an announcement. And for Christ's sake, you can't even buy one of the pump. $16, $17, $2,000 pump. And clear that area with water out of there. Make it dry. But you're having the president motorcade driving in the mud. It wasn't raining, but the mud. And the place filled with water. And you expect me to believe that you will carry out the president mandate? If you can't even get the place to be dry, for the president to drive on the dry ground, for goodness sake, $15, $16 to $2,000 pump, 4-inch pump, would have gotten that place dry in less than 2 hours. But the fact that they were not prepared and the fact that they're not going to be able to carry out that mandate, they just showed to us. The president coming to promise the people that I'm going to give you road. What is the first example the president is supposed to see? That place dry. Even if the pump is still running, but at least the president start walking. But he couldn't walk to where he was going because there was mud and there was water all over the place. Why? Why is that? It wasn't raining. You want to tell me the public work who are responsible to make sure that the president mandates are carried out. You want to tell me they are unable to pump the water out of there? How deep was that water? It wasn't anything more than 3 inches. So what is the amount, the Q they're going to get out of there? I don't even want to calculate that. Because it's such a small stuff. 4-inch pump would have done the job. You don't need one of those huge pumps to pump the water out of there. But because they're not prepared. Okay? These people are not going to do us a good. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying these things here? Because if me, Samson, I know nothing, but if I'm asked by the president to be ahead of something before the president comes, it's my job as an engineer. First thing is, the president visiting that place was not done just one day. No conversation have happened. Oh, the president going to be going over there tomorrow. Okay, send a team ahead. What's that place look like? Oh, my man, they play all wet. Okay, my man, your fans are going to ugly pump here, and I'll go pump that place. Let the president walk from the street so the people can know that the president's here. But the people who came to greet the president, they can't even get closer until they all get to a place because the place is wet. The water all over. Why are they not able to pump the water out? So the president, all in his construction jacket, okay, safety jacket, which is good. And then they go on. And then I will show you the video. As soon as the video started, front end loader, you got people using shovel to load the dirt, to clean the dirt. What is this? What is this? Are these people serious? Is that what we're gonna have? That's okay. People like me are sit back and relax. Because I told you guys before, those that were running after job, fighting here and there, they will not be able to produce. In 3 years, they're going to get them out because they're not going to produce. Whether you're friend or not, if you're not producing, president, we are going to get rid of you. You'll tell you, say, my man, forget friendship business. We can meet on the football field. We can meet somewhere else, but this is people business. Okay? Think about it. Sometimes when I'm talking, I want people to listen. Please, think about it. What was this president's former position before becoming president? He used to be a football player. And when he was coaching, what was he referring to himself as? Technician. Okay? He was showing the kids, the young people that were playing with him, how to move the ball around. So the technical, he might not be an engineer, but he knows how to move the chess around. He knows. So you're going to invite the president coming in and can't even walk. The community. But of course, the community was happy to see him. Everybody loved him. There's no question about it. But we have to, those of you that are working with the president, you have to make these common mistakes less common and don't even make them because they're not supposed to be. Here in America, and I don't know much about American government because I'm not American, but here in America, if the president going somewhere, they have advanced team, civil, they have advanced team, security, advanced team, everybody going there to see. Is that place suitable for the president? Because here's the thing. When the president moved, the whole country eyes is on it. And nowadays, with the Facebook and things like that, the whole world eyes on the president. He's young. Why must he be treated like he's something like 80 years old? Politics is nothing small. He has won the election. And we say, thank you guys. You guys were there working with him. He won the election. But continue to do the best you can. This is ridiculous. The president going and the place is wet, muddy, water everywhere. Where is the public work? Where is the machine? Don't call me. What kind of business is it? Okay? Where is public work? Don't you have pump to pump that place? And even look at the dirt they're moving. Okay, let me play the video. It's a very short video, folks. Samson tour. I'm on it again tonight. I want you guys, people, you miss it, that's okay. That's okay. But I want you to see what I'm talking about. Because these are not something that we should be able to make this kind of mistake every time. Because it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And you will see, they'll tell you, they were so proud, not only to put it on the executive mansion website, but they have their name, everything on there. Watch this. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm just giving you some information. I'm not making it up. But these are very embarrassing to those of us in these kinds of areas. People need to understand that these things should not be happening in Liberia. Here's what I'm talking about. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Right there. Look at that shovel. Look at the water. Look. Hey, President, you gotta be careful.
Thank you very much. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever.
Okay, that's just a little short stuff. I just want you to see. I just want you to see. If I was in charge, and which I don't intend to be, but first thing you pump the water out of that place. You leave the hole there. That's okay because that's what the president needs to talk about. But does he need to talk about the water? He's supposed to stand right in the middle of the road and say, people, look at this. We're going to give you the road. This is ridiculous. And if you follow that video, the president did make mention about other government, past government. But yeah, it's the same new government repeating the same stuff. So I just want you to look at it. These are embarrassing situations. Because they have pump. It wasn't raining to say, well, even if the pump is still raining, it wasn't raining. That paddle been in there for almost 2-3 days. So the president going there, I would take the pump and pump the water. I said, Mr. President, that place is dry. You want to walk? And if I was the president, just we had to embarrass the minister of public, I'll put on boots and walk in the water. So you make me to kind of look what I'm doing. These are not something that's not friend business. Because when you do these kinds of stuff, the international community look at it and say, yeah, these people are serious. Why were we not able to get the place dry for the president to walk? Okay. Yes, another aspect that I want to tell. Like I said, I'm not going to be here tonight for long, but I just want you to see these things because these are things that people continue to do. A week or so ago, now this is the safety aspect that I'm talking about. You can keep, but anyway, this is the safety thing that I told you about that I think that's African for you. Samson. Fool out, man. Say, man, I ask you to buy. You don't want to buy it, man. Find a place to sit down, man. Samson, who are you? But anyway, I'm very serious now. Safety in construction. Yes. Okay. I will explain. I'm not gonna get frustrated because most likely they don't know. But in construction, they have what they call cave in when you're doing excavation. When I was little, growing up, my dad and I went to Bapa to go dig diamond. So they were digging diamond, and sometimes they call what they call honor mine. I didn't know what honor mine was, but you dig deep inside the earth. Okay, but what the people didn't know that the weight of the soil itself, when you open the beneath of the soil, you open it up, the weight, the subcharge of the soil will make that soil to collapse. It's going to shear, boom, and fall down. Okay. So OSHA, which is construction safety organization for the United States or whatever, they say if you're digging, then you say, but this is not America, that's fine. But safety. Every one of us, even the book they're learning in Liberia at LU, they're from here. They come from Russia. They come down. That China book the people using over there, either from here or England. So the safety. But OSHA says this: if you're digging, you have to first of all be careful. There are 2 or 3 things that you need to know. Now in Liberia here, you don't worry much about it because there's not a lot of utilities around, underground utilities in there, so you don't worry about here in this place. Before you dig, you got to make a call. Call the utility company. Say, I'm digging in the area. Do you have anything? They will come and mark their spot. Because if you're not careful and you start digging behind your backyard, the house might explode. Because if you don't call, then you hit the gas line, you're done. So this is a very serious business. You can get killed. Okay. So if you're going to be digging, excavation, they also have a rule. If you're digging anything above waistline, you have to either lay the soil back after the waistline, you cut it and lay it back, or you put shoring in it. And the shoring can be made out of different material. It can be wood shoring, can be metal shoring, but you have to have shoring. Okay? And if you put a shoring down, you must have ladder. So that in case any trouble, people be able to run out of there. Because excavation, they don't forgive. If you get buried by earth, you're done. So let me go back to the Bapa story. So one afternoon, were digging diamond. I was little. How old was I? Maybe 5, 6 or so, even less. But anyway, we're digging diamond. So my dad, Crumpy, the one I was saying, Crumpy is on here. Everywhere they go, they want to have their own, because they just like to be with themselves. And in Bapa, one of the things that I noticed, they have a place called David Carter Camp. All Crown people, most of them, I would say 95% of the Crown people. Because one of the thing they told us, David Carter told me, because I saw him, the old man. He said, my son, we have to stay here because the people here, they have their culture. And their devil business they get here is not the same kind of devil business we got back home. Here, they take their kids and mark them. In Grand in Crown Country, we don't do that. So we want to make sure we don't have any kinds of a mix that there will be confusion. So to avoid that, we know where we are. And if the devil, any issue, they talk to us, which makes sense. But anyway, so they have this David Carter camp, and he also have a diamond mine called David Carter diamond mine. So most of the people that are working there are Crown people. So few other tribes were working there. And I remember, because we have just got through eating lunch, and the few, I'm not going to say what tribe, but they were digging, undermining the dirt. And David Carter went to them and said, this thing is not safe. That dirt you're looking at can fall. Everybody looking for diamond. Why you can't go on the other side? Say, oh man, we'll take care of ourselves. In less than, as soon as he turned his back, started walking, the thing fell. 4. That stuck with me for life. 4 young men died in Bapa. Okay. So from that point, well, of course, I don't know what undermining it. But as I started going through engineering and construction, I started putting two and I said, wow. And even up to now, back home when they're digging diamond, men go into the pit that is 12 feet, 15 feet deep, no shore. That thing can cave in anytime, and they have no way of running out of there. So let's go on to the national stage. So quite recently, I saw a video, not video, but some pictures of the president going to lay I think the first break of the military hospital they're supposed to have. Now, if you look at the soil, and I will show you the pictures, my people. If you look at the soil, these are not firm soil to say clay, they're going to stay to. These are like a sand. Okay? And I think the hole where the president was standing in is more than 4 or 5 feet. Because I haven't even shown you, I will tell you right now, the rod, the level that is on the side of the hole, that level is 4 feet. So just look at where the level is, even though the level is to there, but look at where the level is from the top of the level and just imagine what the top is. That thing is more than 4 or 5 feet, most likely 6 feet. No shoring. Not only do they not have shoring, but there's no ladder around. And there's a distance when you put somebody in a hole, how far the ladder is supposed to be away from that person. They state that. I'm not too sure now what it is. I don't want to just throw any number, but it gives you distance. But if you look at that picture, there's none. They got security guard over there. What is security guard going to do when the earth ready to cave in on the president? What are you going to do? Pour your body over the president? Those are kinds of things, again, if the president going to go to those places and you know what the president is going to be doing, you make sure these kinds of safety things are put in place. It's not like you're bluffing, but you're protecting the national interest. He's a president for Christ's sake, president of the Republic of Liberia. God forbid if something have happened, the ground cave in, the earth cave in. What are you going to say? Why is it that the Liberian people are not safety minded when it comes to these things? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Once again, if you're in charge, that's what makes you responsible in charge. These little stuff should not be happening. What the president going? The president going over there to go labor. Okay, but y'all make sure that place is safe. No, let me go see the place. A day before you go and see, because the hole was not dug the same day. I hope been there for almost 2-3 days. You go and see. You say, oh, what kind of man? You're put something around. Why if the president? You don't want the president getting our hole? And nothing here to protect the president? That's how you protect the national interest. Somebody who people voted for. It's ridiculous. So when I was in Liberia, I went to the job site. Like I said, Mr. Smith took me to one of his projects. People were doing building. I went over there, and one whole side, no shoring, but they expect to put the foundation rods and prepare for concrete and things like that. So I asked the supervisor, I said, how do you protect the workers? This thing can cave, and as we were talking, the whole sand started sliding down. I said, you see what I'm talking about? You have to go back and take backhoe and start digging again. Whereas if you put wood shoring on it, you don't need metal shoring. Simple stuff. If you put it, yes, Samson told, my people, this is not something to, okay. You take 4x4, boom, 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 you measure about 5 feet, another 4x4, boom, 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 and you put plank wood against it. You nailed it. It might not be strong, but it will give the worker a chance to run out of there. And here's the thing that I'm going to be showing you here. The first picture you will look at, the one way on the left-hand side, is people and the president walking walking over the hole. The hole is down here, but they're walking. You know what the weight of those human beings walking, what the added weight doing to the soil? Self-charge. More weight that the soil was not expected, because you take the soil and put it up, be able to withstand it, because there's no weight on it. Now you're putting weight on it. You're putting more pressure on the soil with no shoring in our hole. These are things that the little stuff. If we don't do these things, you don't pay attention to them, we're all going to be embarrassed one of these days. I'm not talking about the president going to get killed. No, God is with him. But guess what? The president will in a hole. The whole cave in, and maybe his legs are in. What kind of publicity you gonna have? You know the kind of fun the young people nowadays are gonna have. President gets stuck in a hole. Yeah, it's funny. I'm saying it now, but it could be dangerous. Watch the president. He was in. You know, when somebody trusts you, you have to perform. You put the man in a hole, and you're telling him there's no protection here. But Mr. President, guess what? Go and lay the bricks. So the president, all of his attention is on laying that one brick. So he would do a good job. He wasn't thinking what that ground going to cave in or anything. Because hopefully he believed the people have inspected this hole. But there's no way, unless, the hole I'm going to be showing you now, unless, if they don't want to post shore, you lay the top 2 or 3 feet back. So you have shorter length of unprotected soil. But because what you have done, when you remove the topsoil and lay it back, you relieve the pressure. Oh my goodness. And you kind of think you're coming to come and say they want this, that one, that, fighting for a job. As Samson told, I can't go say, please, I will not do it. I'm qualified. If you want me. Now, if I'm working for you, my attention and everything else for you. Of course, I'm not your slave, but I will not say no. If I know it's possible, I will be honest with you. But it's my job. Well, I'm not going to say this, because in my own community, you talk to some of the leaders, former leaders that have dealing with me, and see whether I'm somebody who always put themselves first. And these young people will tell you, so Mr. Toll doesn't put himself first. When I talk to you, when I advise you, I always tell them, take whatever that I'm saying. Don't just take it from me because I'm your older brother or that you have high respect for me, but take it to other people and pass it by them, because I could be wrong. That's honesty. I don't put myself to the extent that I'm better than any. No. But I must be honest with myself, my God, and those that I'm talking to. And that's exactly what I'm doing here this evening. It's not my intention to put people down, but people, if you're taking the responsibility of doing certain things, you must be responsible. If not, and Samson told see the kind of mistake, I'm bringing them in public. Samson told. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Okay. The first one here, there's three sets of picture. The president, the last two, the president in a hole, and I want you to look at that hole. The first one is the bunch of people standing where the hole is supposed to be. The pressure that I'm talking about, they're applying it on there. Look at this, folks. Samson told LIBERIA PUBLIRADIO. It's not a video, it's a picture, but I want you to see it. I want you to see it because these things should not be like this. This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. Look at this. You see where the president and a bunch of army people standing there? That's a dirt already. That is pressure. You cut a hole and you're standing over it. That's a pressure. Now let's go look at the first brakes where the president lifting the brakes and getting ready to lay it. Do you see the president attention onto any kind of safety thing? Look at the wall. I told you before, look at that rod back there. That rod is exact 4 feet. That's level. Okay? Masonry use that 4 feet long. Go to any kind of Home Depot and measure. You'll find out. Okay. If that is 4 feet and the president bike and President Weah is not a short guy like me, very tall. Look at his bike. Okay. Now does it look like somebody who's paying attention to the surrounding? Where is the shoring? Where if that dirt start caving in? Where is the ladder that the president gonna run to climb out? Why are we doing these things to ourselves? And then we're proud to put these kinds of stuff up. And nobody in public work can tell the people at the executive mansion, you can't put this kind of picture up. Because these doesn't look, they don't boast well for us. Nobody will say that. And they put it out. They said, President, of course the president doing work. But what is your own responsibility in this job the president is doing? What is your own responsibility? As somebody that's supposed to know. And I bet you, forget the president for a minute. When the president leaves, that they will not put sure that they will continue to have the Liberian people to build a wall on a safe area. Safety, safety, safety. Very important. Very important in anything you do. But then again, if you look at the way the people drive from under then you see something like that, you say, okay, there's no wonder. But at this stage, if you're going to bring somebody, the president of the Republic of Liberia, to do these kinds of stuff, safety issue must have been taken care of. No argument about it. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Where's the safety? Where's the shoring? Now, in this place, now forget about in this place. If I were there doing these kinds of work, first thing, I know people have to go in and out of the hole. So I'm going to provide means of getting in and means of getting out. That'll be the first thing. Second thing is, I know people will come to the job site. So then I will provide a platform all around the area for them to walk on without putting pressure on it there. Safety, the definition, my definition of safety is preparedness. You prepare yourself for danger, you're safe. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to put the President of the Republic of Liberia in a hole, why don't you want to provide some safety aspect of it? So at least, and the only reason why President Weah went in there without even hesitation, because he's a football player. What kind of danger he hasn't faced before? People kick you and all that kind of. He's a strong man, so that kind of stuff don't move him. For him, it's okay. But for the international community, they don't see safety things like this. They look at it and say, What are you people doing? What are these people doing? They're going to put somebody who is their president in a hole with no safety aspect whatsoever. And it doesn't take much though. From where they and I believe that's a preamp. That's the little fire break they put between the dirt and the brakes before they put mother in there and put the brake. That's the little preamp. So between the edge of that preamp to the bike of the dirt wall, it's more than 1.5 feet. And how I said 4x4. I don't say 4 by foot. So 4x4 would fit right in there, and you will still have room. So those are the kinds of stuff as a construction manager, you have these things taken into consideration. You don't leave your worker exposed to danger like that and you call yourself a construction manager. Forget about public work. Who's running this place? Who's leading this place? Who's the foreman on this job? Why? Now I will show you now what assurance is supposed to look like. Okay. Take this into consideration. And I tell you right now, Executive Manager, if you're listening, I'm not saying I'm criticizing you, no. But if you're going to put pictures up of the president in an unsafe condition like this, I will point them out. It's not a matter of me telling you that you're incapable or whatever, but I will point them out, and it's left for you to make that judgment. It's my job. Somebody who's doing these things almost every other day, I have a knowledge. What kind of job here? If I go inspect this kind of job, I'm shutting this job down. You're done for the day until the shoring is put in place. Nobody working in that area. Everybody going home. And guess what? Contractor, you're not going to get paid, Samson told say. Because I'm giving the power by Caltrain to make sure that as an inspector, if I shut the job down, I must have a good reason. And this is a decent reason. And here in California, they call Car Ashore, okay? They have a number for these kinds of safety violations. I don't have to just write it up and put my numbers on there and pass it on to the safety guru. And he said, Mr. Toll, you're right. I back you. Let the contractor go sue. But this is kinds of stuff we have. Why can't we apply these kind of things back in LIBERIA? You say, well, this is not America. That's fine. But death is death. Whether somebody die in America or somebody die in LIBERIA, they die. For something like this, and especially the president of the country, God forbid. Let me now show you what I'm talking about. Safety. Safety, folks. I'm not going to be here long tonight. I'm just showing you that I go and peruse all over the place to see. Because people, what they do is, and I told you guys long time ago. Now I'm going to go a little bit politics here this afternoon. I told you guys long time ago, when the elections was going on, I said we have to be very careful how we criticize the CDC and its leaders. How we criticize, because if you don't know how to criticize them, if you push them so far that they don't want to even be bothered coming back to you for advice or what have you. And that statement came about when Dr. Famler made some statement. I'm not going to classify it, but he made a statement about the president. And that didn't sit well. I'm not a CDC. I'm a card-carrying member of Liberty Party, one of the best party ever hit Liberia. You take it to the bank, I say so. By the way, that's besides the point. So my point was, if you don't know how to criticize these young people, they will get away from you. And guess what? On the other side of the rope, there will be the people that you think this young man or these young leaders should not be gravitating to. They go to them and people say, yeah, come. We'll make it wild. We'll work for you. And then you have no more say in your country. Because what? People have gotten hold of him and they put him in the bubbles and you're done. It's the same situation here. So I'm not criticizing them to push them away. I'm trying to point out that these things must be taken care of. It's not late yet. So hopefully they listen to this kind of video and see this. So okay, next time let's make sure we have shoring. The shoring it doesn't cost much. In fact, you can make bamboo shoring. I'm serious. You got bamboo is strong. It's a strong material. It don't just snap. Okay. If you know how to position it correctly, it's strong. Have you not heard of bamboo floor before? I grew up in a village. What kind of floor ups the when you go on a farm, how do you call it, the village farm or house? What kind of floor they have over there? Bamboo floor. And you walk on it. You can as a little kid, we used to jump up and down, and it wasn't moving. So bamboo is a very strong material. I know that for sure. Okay. Let me now show you the kind of shoring that perhaps would have been suitable for sitting like that. Now this shoring, if you look around, you're not gonna find ladder. But if you come towards us, as we're looking at it, if you come towards us, okay, they have like a step. It's not quite a step, but it's a slope that you can run from that hole and go up if anything happens. This is how you do it. And there's a platform for people to walk around. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Here we go. This is a shoring. Okay. And this particular type of shoring, you can do foundation here. In fact, if you look in the corner, they're trying to expose that manhole. So hopefully they will try to replace it. Or if I look at that kind of thing, right now I think they connected with pipe because I see gravel on the side. I'm not too sure what places, but I see gravel on that side. So the gravel indicate to me that they have already connected a pipe, because you can't expose a manhole and find a beautiful gravel like that. Now, not mixed with dirt. So by me seeing a gravel like that, it indicates to me that they have already put a pipe. But look at the how do you call it, vase screen. The vase screen over there is an old one. Okay, they put that over there to protect the dirt. Okay, but that's not even the issue. But that's you see, they're not even using 4x4. Okay, most likely the wood that's standing over there like 2x2. Okay, but look at the stuff they line up against those 2x2. When would the dirt go and push those things and push them out for it to hurt somebody? By that time, the people finish leaving. But look, the dirt under that platform, but the platform is elevated to the point that when the people are walking around it, they're not creating some sort of a surcharge on the dirt. That's construction. Okay, now in the situation where the president was. Now this is not what the condition the president was in, but I'm just showing you how these things, we're talking Liberia. You got a lot of wood material like this. What's to stop you from making these kinds of sensible safety aspect on the construction? Samson told LeBron PUBLIRADIO, I'm on it again tonight. I'm giving you some information that perhaps if you stay with me, you will truly enjoy. Okay? But if not, that's okay. That's okay. But I'm just showing you things here. These are things that are common to construction. Okay? Now, those of you that are in a construction field, or those of you that work outside, before you start any work at night or in a day or whatever time, they have what they call tailgate, where you guys go and discuss safety for the project work tonight. What are the safety aspects that the worker needs to know tonight or today as they start their work? Do you have, look at this, do you ask yourself, where's the eye wash if you're working with concrete? What is the nearer eye wash place to, in case concrete going, because concrete is chemical, it go in my eye, where can I go to wash my eyes? Okay. The foreman is responsible to make sure that the construction site is safe. Now, the platform over there, you see in the corner there, that wood that go against the platform, they could have gotten fined for that because that's not safe. So as a construction manager, as a construction foreman, you have to make sure all of these things are taken into consideration. You can't just get up and say, let's go work and dig and that's it. No. Because if you don't do it right, in this country, When they finish finding you, you're closing your company straight. You ain't able to pay the money. Now, let's go back to the issue at hand, which is where the president was. Now, if I was there, if I can't make this type of assurance, which is not going to be this wide, I'll make it both sides, okay? But if you want to use metal, this is what they suggest you use. Look at this, and you will see the ladder in the bottom here. The red piece that's sticking out on the dirt, that's the ladder, okay? Right there. That's assurance, folks. That's a metal shoring. You work inside. You do all your work. If you're laying pipe, you lay your pipe right in there. If you're putting your brakes down, if that's the side of the brake, you put the brake in the middle and you keep going. Okay? This is how you protect the workers. And there, as I show you, if you look at the bottom there, that red piece of metal that's sticking out, like in an angle, that's a ladder. Okay? Let me just show you to make sure that you know that's a ladder. Let's see if we can see the top of that ladder. Okay. Now you can see the clearly identify the ladder. In fact, they have two of them. One on this end, the other one on that end. Because if they don't do that, they're gonna get fined, and the amount of money they're gonna pay, well, from there they might not even have profit on this job. But these are kinds of stuff that I'm talking about. That we ourselves, we don't have the kind of metal and things like that, but you have wood. You have wood, my people. And these things are not something that you can say, well, we ain't got the money. Yeah, you don't have the money. But what's about the safety? What's about the safety of your workers? Which one more important, profit than somebody dying on your job? Or embarrassing us like this here? Having our president working in an area that is exposed to danger like that. All right, I'm going to be opening the line here. And like I said, I'm not going to be here long tonight. Let me see what kind of comment. You will know all that. Okay. Remember? What's his name? But Louis, you heard me speaking crown? I'll speak crown. What do you mean the channel for only crown people? No, my brother, it's for everybody. If you come in here, you don't. I say you be respectful. That's all. Okay. Yeah. You going home? You watching from the airport? Okay. Okay. Yes, we got ourselves an engineer among us here. Those days where you using yeah, I was using I was using CAD, of course. I was using actually I started doing my drafting on AutoCAD, AutoCAD 9. And now I think they were 20 something, 24, whatever position. But when I started, when they were using AutoCAD 9, that was long time ago. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think this young man is an engineer or have an interest in engineering. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, folks. This young man, my man, come and stay with me, help me out sometime. If you're an engineer and you have some, if you ask some questions and things like that, you'll help me to explain a little bit better. But basically, what I'm trying to do here is not to put people down or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is that we be able to apply these type of safety aspects on the construction site. Okay. I'm gonna be opening up the line here because I'm not gonna be here long tonight. It's a weekday, so I gotta go to work in the morning. But I thought that I'd show this. I'm not doing road tonight because people need to understand these things. Okay, There are things you do on construction job site. If you own a company in this country, you do something like this here, you're done. They fine you. Let alone having our president in a kind of position. This is just not what it's supposed to be. All right. Well, I'm not too sure if Mr. President is still watching. Mr. President, good evening to you. If you're still watching, thank you for tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio. We appreciate it. Okay. So again, okay, wife, I love you too. All right. But anyway, on a very serious note, folks, I'm gonna be leaving here very shortly. So if you want to give me a call, let me go ahead and put a number up. Something happened the other day. Uh, I had a number up, and I said I was closing, but just as I was closing, people started calling. Well, it's not possible. When I'm closing, I'm done. Okay, because we're on time here. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and put number out here for you to call. Okay, give me a call, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're having fun here this evening. 916-533-2048. Give me a call. Okay. Okay. Brother Imaya, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to LIBERIA Public Radio. We appreciate it. But folks, the point that I'm making here this afternoon is not to boast. Oh, Samson, no, I don't know nothing. And not in my, but no, on a very serious note. Was that making sense? Did you see any kinds of showing? Don't you think that hole could fall in? I'm speaking the real LIBERIA when a hole falling in. I'm not gonna hold that ever fall in before. But anyway, don't you think that? And we're gonna have the president of the country. God forbid, even if nothing happened to him. But can you imagine the kind of it'll be hell day for the young people to start writing all kinds of stuff. They speculations and all kinds of theory will be all over how the person want to kill the president. They will write all kinds. So why we even have to put ourselves in a position? What can we avoid? I mean, avoid those kinds of stuff. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna be here for another 5 minutes. 5 minutes too long. I'm not gonna be here tonight for long. So give me a call, 916-533-2048. And if you don't call, that's okay. But what I'm not gonna do is to get into politics. I'm not a social science for me to get into. Yes, lots of things that are going on right now in Liberia. If I were to jump into that, people will be calling me in time like this. But I'm not going to get into those kinds of stuff. We have a lot of people that have the ability to discuss those social issues. My thing, what I want to do is to discuss the technical aspect and the infrastructure of the country. I will do my best. And eventually, Mr. So is working hard on it, spending a lot of money on his own to try to get LIBERIA Public Radio moving. So hopefully, Mr. So will get it together here quickly so that we'll start going live from Liberia as well. And hopefully, we'll be able to exchange ideas with our brothers and sisters in Liberia. So give me a call. Yes, that's my number, my brother. 916-533-2048. You want to test it? Test it. And see if it's gonna go through. Maybe maybe the black man. Oh, maybe I'll pay my phone bill. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's my number. Give me a call, folks. I'm not gonna be here that long tonight. But basically, these things, reason that I'm bringing these things out, let me just emphasize and state this again. It's not to embarrass anybody, and like the young man stated earlier. Oh, okay, somebody. All right. Hello, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? Oh, welcome. This is LIBERIA Public Radio. Okay, Mr. Kula, hold on 1 minute, please. Let me do this here. Are you still with me?
Kula, O-U-L-A.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Kulak. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job. Thank you, so much for what you're doing. And it's very important that we get, somebody like you to educate, our public workers, how things are done. It's very important that we get, somebody like you to educate.
Mr. Kulak, could you please speak into your phone a little bit because you're doing yourself a disservice? I know you have a very important thing to talk about, but it's very difficult for people to hear you because you're not audible enough.
Okay.
Yeah, much better.
So what I'm trying to say is, I just turned it down my computer. Now I'm on the phone.
Okay.
So can you hear me better?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
I said, I said thank you for your service. You're doing a good job. And our president, Judge Weah, is very important person to us, all of us. The Crown, everybody else, in West Africa, and your expertise is very important to the people that get those contracts to kind of get advice from you. Maybe give them your number to call you when they have a major something to do, to ask for advice. Free free of charge. I know you have to make a living, but
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kula. We appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm listening to you. Like I asked about CAD, all this kind of stuff. Yes, I have a background in architecture and I'm doing drafting and design and everything.
Right.
And you were on the point. Whatever you're saying, you were right. Exactly. You were right because it doesn't cost anything to get a water pump and pump the water off the street.
Right.
And it's not only in Liberia. Even in Ivory Coast. You see all those streets, flooded, and they can find like $2,000 pump to get the traffic moving.
Yes.
And
yes.
all the goods are coming from the goods are coming from the countryside, and they can get to the city. Then there's no business.
Exactly.
So our people really need to be educated. They need to be educated. And I appreciate what you're doing. I love the radio. I've been following the radio for a long time. And my grandmother is a librarian. My father was born father from Ivory Coast. So I'm I'm the crew. I'm a Gere, Sai, from. So I call myself a librarian.
That's
So
right.
this is my family. They love me there, and I love my people. So
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
I appreciate your work, sir.
Thank you. I will appreciate it. But please don't be a stranger at LIBERIA Public Radio. We'll come out here and perhaps you don't necessarily you have to join us, but if you have time, join us and ask some questions. And in the process of answering some questions, I will also be able to clear some, pass on more information to folks. So I appreciate it. If you have questions, we'll be willing to talk to you. But thank you, and we appreciate your time, sir.
God bless you, brother. God bless
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, folks, there you have it. The point about the water issue, again, it's not to put people down. But what does it take? Since this young man brought it up, let me just expand on that a little bit before I closed. Okay? All right. Okay, don't hold me today because I don't know all of the communities in Monrovia. But let's just suppose. So what if there were maybe 15 or even 40, and each of those people, each of the community, you give them water pump. Say, okay, we're not ready to provide road for you yet, but every time they big, I call them sinkhole. This big hole full of water, pump it out of there, so people would be. But children going to school, and myself, I used to do that. Walking here, chua. Man, come on, pump pump the water out of there. Let the children go to school with dry feet. For goodness sake. But we all sit down there. I was in Liberia though. All we saw was big cars. And it's so funny. Most of the people are driving cars that worth over 100,000 or so. But go see their driveway. Worse. And it's raining now. In fact, one of the things you were noting when I got there, I was laughing all over. One of the things you will notice in the dry season is most of the driveway are all rocks, not little rocks. I mean boulder. And the reason is, in the rainy season, they use those boulders so that they will be able to have traction. Because their wheel need traction. So by putting the boulders down in the winter, in the rainy season, they give them traction to go to their houses. Then in the summer, when there's no more rain, the boulder sticking up now. Then when you see them driving their car, turning this way, that way, this way, they're all over the place. Common sense will tell you what you need to do. Monrovia, beautiful city, and people all over the place. As soon as you leave the main street, you go to any driveway, most of the driveway. Like I said, I don't know much about it because I left Rampton for a long time. So by the time I was there, the only driveway that I saw paved, former vice president driveway paved, current chief justice driveway paved, and current president, former president driveways are paved. But the driveway to CDC headquarters is not paved. In fact, one of the things you will notice in front of CDC, because CDC is right in front of Lone Star, right in front of Lone Star. If a taxi take you from Monrovia or take you from anywhere and put you down, they're going to stop you in the middle of the road because no shoulder. And then what I will tell you, I'm just telling you just for fun. Right next to CDC, they have the other restaurant called LIBERIA. You come from here, you eat in that place, you're not going to sleep all night. I'm telling you, based on experience. Less than hour, no sleeping all night. Because while Samson decided he wanted to eat to LIBERIA. No, folks, on a very serious note. But all along Tottenham Boulevard, doesn't matter what side, no shoulder. And not only do they have no shoulder, but our people are suffering, but the things that they enjoy. The fact that they refuse to provide shoulder for the road. So when it rains, whichever way they decide the water, what do you think the water going to do? It's going to fall and erode on the pavement. Yeah. What part of it we don't understand? The erosion under the pavement get the no shoulder, so the driver, they don't want to get off because from the pavement to the nearest ground, it's almost a foot. So these taxi drivers, then they have a low bear. They can't just get back off and on. So they stop in the middle of the street. And then you hear people blowing horn. Now I know why the cab driver back home blows a lot of horn. That's the reason. Folks, Samson Toe, I've been out here for quite a while. Let me now get out of here. But before I do that, I just want to enjoy myself a little bit. Let me listen to this music and dance a little bit. Samson Toe, LIBERIA.
On m'a rapporté tout ce que tu as dit sur moi, on m'a rapporté. Oh yeah, maman, moué, tout bella. Oh yeah, maman, moué, kumba.
That's to believe.
Nyonso zali koloba bayebisinga. Nyonso zali koloba na bato bayebisinga. Olobi tenga na lingi yo te mama. Olobi tenga na neglige yo. Alors que tovandinga na yo mingi mama. Ukolisinga nga mpe na kolisi yo. Tokoli elongo tango ya mpasi. Oye, mama mwe tubela. Oye, oh mama mwe tubela.
ce que tu as dit sur moi, on m'a rapporté. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi, on m'a rapporté. Tu as dit qu'avec moi, tu ne voyages pas. Tu as dit qu'avec moi, tu ne vas jamais au cinéma. Tu as dit qu'avec moi, tu n'as jamais mangé au restaurant. Oh yeah, mama moué, kumba. Oh yeah, oh mama moué, kumba.
Folks, Samson to LIBERIA PUBLIRADIO. I want to thank all of you that have allowed me, watch me make a fool out of myself again tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, but on a very serious note, these things that we're talking about, they are not unique to Samson to. What I'm saying is just that I'm in this field, so I think I know a little bit what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean that I know all. So let me don't fool you. But on a very serious note, we're all in this thing like a team. You know, sometimes your heart, where you put yourself, make you a man. Even if I was in LIBERIA, I was not going to vote for CDC because, like I said, I'm a car carrier member of the Liberty Party. But that's besides the point. The president has been elected. He's my president now. I have to do what I can to make sure he's successful. Because if he's successful, Liberia is successful. And if Liberia is successful, voila, Samson To, you king. You can't because you want to be an opposition to somebody, then you want to cut their legs. That's not how you become a opposition. You become an opposition if somebody is doing something that is not right. And you point it out that what is happening here is wrong. That's how you become an opposition. Not every little stuff you see, somebody make a little mistake. They want. No. And furthermore, when I'm talking about these things, I'm not talking to you as Liberty Party member. No. In fact, I don't even know Liberty Party, even they care for me anymore. Anyway, they don't even care for me anyway. They don't even know who I am anyway. But I claim to be Liberty Party member. If you go to Liberty Party file, you'll find my name there. But they don't care for me. They don't care less about whether I call their party me or not. They don't care. So that's besides the point. But if we're going to do these things, we have to do it correctly. We can't expect an army hospital to be built in an area that look wet like that and not have these kinds of precautions. Okay? Here's thing. Let me. I want to close now, but I'll close with this note. What I just showed you, if these people are not careful and build this thing here like the way I'm looking at it, they're gonna have a foundation cracking. Because in order to do something in a wet area like this here, because that ground look wet, you have what they call well points. It's a bunch of steel pipes sticking in the ground, and they're all connected to 16-inch pipe. Not 16, I'm sorry, 16-inch pump. And they suck the water out of the ground and make it dry. They're called well point. Look it up. Like I said, I did construction. Well point is one of the most important equipment you use if you want to get a large area dry. How you think these people build on these swampy area and things like that? Yeah, you say, well, they use cover there and stuff like that. That's fine. But most of the time they use well point. Get well point and get that place dry. If not, years from now, the building gonna start cracking. Because look at just sand. Wet at that rate. It hasn't settled yet. So first thing, you're going to have some settlement. As soon as the weight of the building start going on the sand, you're going to have a settlement. And if you have a settlement, you're going to have crack. SAMSON too. Folks, I'm just telling you as it is. You want to have a suitable building. First thing, I'll say build a good foundation. You will have a solid house. But if you have a foundation like this, what you expect to have. Now, here's the thing also. This building, I believe that's a foundation they're pulling down there. But if you're going to build a hospital that require equipment, heavy equipment, why would you use bricks as a foundation? Why won't you pour? I don't understand that. Maybe I haven't looked at the plan, so maybe I'm way above. I'm opening my big mouth when I'm not supposed to, but I would do that anyway. So for me, I don't know if this is what I'm thinking. They're trying to build a hospital where they will have patients, where they will have equipment and what have you, beds and things like that. Then to have that kind of thing as a foundation, unless this is just a little one brick they're going to put down, then the rest of it. But if it's so, why don't we see steel? Foundation steel. Why don't I see they call it rebar back home? Why don't I see rebar? I don't know. Maybe. So anyway, no, that 916. They're not calling for help here. But anyway, folks, SAMSON told LIBERIA Public Radio. I will say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's such a wonderful thing to have you with us here. Let's do it again. And let's say we love you all. And please stay tuned to LIBERIA Public Radio. Tomorrow, Alfonso Zianso will come on with nifty conversation all about Liberia and about the world as well. Folks, please stay safe. SAMSON to LIBERIA Public Radio. Good night.
Hey, mon amant. Hey, mon amant. Ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama e. Na badi na fwara fikine. Na koti na sine paladume, na koti na raki. Na koti na sine palase, na koti na Bellevue. Na leki na tipekae, na koti na endetwae. Ateito, mon amour. Hey, mon amant, maman, mon amant. Hey, mon amant. Sambe aneito, nalingio, mama aneito. Hey, mon amant. Mama aneito, naponio, mama aneito. Hey, mon amant. Janine amelo, nalingio, mama amelo. Hey, mon amant. Elongina yo ekati me mon motema nga nakolelama loposo na yo esilisinga mayelenga nakolelama nzambe adeito nalingi yo mama adeito nzambe adeito naponi yo mama adeito Shalida amelo nalingi yo mama adeito
All right, Uncle. Me, Samson Talk. We're all here. Thank you very much. Very much. Donald Trump.